Hey guys, how are you today? Hope everyone's having a good day. I at least got some writing done. So it looks like so far I see Devin and Michal. Hopefully you guys are also ready to do some writing today. Hey guys. Oh, let me turn myself down on the phone. That's what happens when you watch your phone at the same time, just to make sure everything is going well. So how's everyone's nano coming? I'm actually about 2,000 words behind. It has been an interesting time for me there, trying to get all my words in. Yeah, I believe I'm at 30. I think I'm at 38,000. Ah well, I'll have plenty of time to write during the holiday. Believe it or not. So, for a brief intro, I can say my name's Catherine Fay. I like to host these write-ins from 1 to 3 in the morning, at least for the Eastern Standard Coast. And that's because I write at night, so I'd rather write with a whole audience. Or at least write and see if anyone else needs some help in the words, right? Let's see. Michelle says, I'm very, very behind. Hope I can get caught up. Missed 4 days. It's okay. I mean, so many people think that with November you have to go every day. And the problem I find is that, okay, so they go during November, but the rest of the year, they're not writing. Why? I mean, the whole point is to make this transition to get yourself to writing every day, or at least writing on a consistent basis. Stephanie says, I'm 10K behind. Still, I mean, for me, in the end, any writing is considered great writing. Or at least is great in the progress of writing. Obviously, you should, if you intend to do any querying, edit your books. Believe me, a nano novel is not the thing you want to be querying to any agent in December. I mean, even Asimov did editing, and he only did it like twice, maybe. So, and if I said that wrong and my husband's here, he might come out and correct me. So, he's more of an Asimov fan. I like Asimov, but I don't know that much, although I've been reading his autobiography, so we'll figure that out. I do know that he doesn't edit nearly as much as I do. And thank you, Devin. Devin's advertising my book, which is somewhere over there. I had to move it because my cat was starting to throw it off the spot that he likes to sleep in. Yeah, you're right, Devin. Any progress is better than none, especially if you're trying to be a writer. Because, actually, one of my books is back there. It's definitely the best thing to do is to have any progress. And I think my kettle's about ready to scream. So, what I like to do is at 1:10, I like to do a warm-up between 10 and 15 minutes. So, if you have a preference, please let me know. Yep, there it is. Give me one moment. Yeah, got it. I have a Keurig, but I actually prefer my, for some reason, I just prefer my kettle. Well, it's also that, and it was a Keurig that my husband had brought back from the school, and I need to clean it, and I've just not been wanting to put the tabs through and take all those hours. So, we have Stephanie said it won't be done till near end of December, so I'm happy with that. With what I get done this month. Oh yeah, absolutely be happy. Any progress is progress, and I can tell you that not every professional novelist is going to have a book done in a month. Trust me. There are some that take several months, there are some that take a year, there are some that take several years. So, it's okay. And Wordsfall says, hey, I'm trying to get a plot for book 2 of Cracked Halo Bloodline. Is that the game Halo? Because I've never played Halo, so I would not be able to help. But if anyone has played Halo and that is what they're asking, Help them out if you can. So we have 5 minutes before I start the first sprint. Does anyone have any preference, whether it's 10 minutes, 15? I mean, we could do a longer sprint. I tend to do a warm-up sprint for anyone who wants a shorter one, and then I go into longer ones. And if not, I'll just probably pick 10. No, it's your book title. Well, what's the first book about? If you're trying to get... And that's why I had to ask. I mean, Halo is more than just, you know... Oh, are you saying... See, now I'm curious. Are you asking for a title or a book plot? If you are, I'd like to know what book 1 was about to help what the plot might be. Let's see. One of the triplets is deaf and the other 2 are hearing triplets. So we have Kavanaugh, who's deaf, Passmora, Huntress. How old are the triplets? At war with Grandpa's brother around. Okay, so 10 minutes sounds fine. That's good. Aggie Snow and Wing die. Snow is pregnant in the beginning of the book. Is the baby important? I mean, I understand that. I am curious about the deaf triplet, but that could be because I'm hard of hearing and my husband is a paraeducator for the deaf and hard of hearing special education in his in the elementary school he works at. So that's why I'm interested. We've been in the deaf culture for quite a while. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome back. We haven't started the first sprint yet. That's in like 3 more minutes, so you haven't arrived any late. Sorry, I've got my shawl on because it's a bit cold. We don't have the AC on, but we don't have the heater. So I think it's like, it's not too cold in here, but it's cold enough that I want to put something on. I just don't want a sweater. Let's see. Romance how? No romance, just raising the triplets with complications along the way from the kingdom. At the end of the book, the triplets are teens. Okay? The characters think that the war is over, but Grandpa's brother, Damien's brother, takes over. Brother named William. Okay. How is he different than Damien? Different level of evil, more hands-on, unexpected, does more physical harm. What can be their false victory? 2 of them. Let's see. Cracked Halo blurb. Snow, a daughter of a hunter, she meets a fallen angel. So 2 of them seem to get close. Her father doesn't approve because he's a fallen angel hunter, and he goes after Wing with his group of family hunters. That is definitely a lot of information, and now I'm like, Well, I mean, if she's pregnant, then what is what on the wall behind me, Courtney? I've got a few things on the wall behind me. I mean, I have Kenshin up there because Kenshin has always been my favorite anime. I even have his reverse blade sword, an actual replica, but I think that's over there. I have a lot of idea. Yeah, the picture is of Kenshin. Or there's another picture on the wall that by my door, which is Magic the Gathering, and I'm trying to remember the wizard's name. Dak Faden. I believe that's Dak Faden. My husband and I are Magic players. We actually went to a tournament, well, a couple tournaments. There was a DC, not opening, DC. There was a big DC tournament that we that we went to. I did not participate that day, but he did. So we like to play Magic. We have probably more magic than we have books. We might. Now I have 600 books, and we have about a closet or so full of Magic cards. So we're geeks. I mean, that's just how we are. Yuletide Tales of a Festive Collective. Nice. I mean, if that's what you were talking about your story, Abby, that sounds fun to me. But we are at 110, and I like to start off with a small warm up. So we'll do 10 minutes, and we're going to start now. It's going to be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get those words, guys. Mm-hmm. Alright, so that's the end of the first sprint. If you guys want to count up your words and let me know in the chat, I'll count up mine. So 63 on my end, but as a lot of you are probably seeing, I was getting apple cider. Something nice and warm. It sounds a lot. Words fall like your story might have a lot to do with Snow being pregnant. Like, maybe they're hunting her to kill her baby because they know that her baby is part angel. Alright. Michal says 374. Awesome. Stephanie, 83. Awesome, awesome. It's always good to get words. I might end up having to change out my pen. It's just, I'm like, if I change this out, I have to change to this one, which this one needs dip ink, which I can go grab. I could try this one, but this one kind of irritates me just slightly. Stuff to learn, you know. Alright. Kimberly says 73. Awesome. Words fall. That's what I was thinking. That's what it sounds like. I mean, if only a small amount of time, or I say a small amount of time, but if the time that passes is not the baby being born and actually just her still being pregnant, it really sounds like a lot of this is going to be her trying to get away to hopefully have her baby in safety. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, I might go into like a subplot and dig deeper into why did they become fallen angel hunters? You know, like what in their past makes them this way? Why do they not like them? And is it just fallen angels, or do they just not like angels? I mean, you know, actually digging into the meat of what makes your bad guys tick. Now, of course, you're going to dig into Snow's more and find out what she, you know, how she ticks. And where's the father? Is he dead? Did the hunters kill him? If so, what does she think? Does she want revenge? Did he abandon her? Is she trying to find the father? I mean, there are small things to think about. Is Snow a member of the Hunter's clan? I don't think they are. But if that's the case, how does the hunter feel having to hunt down his own flesh and blood? You can have a lot of, you know, integral plots in there. A lot of twists. Alright, 8 people today so far. I saw it was 11 earlier, so I've got a nice following for right now. Everyone at least wants to hit the like or the dislike button, because if you dislike it, you dislike it. That's an opinion. I'm okay with that. But I definitely appreciate it. And I like seeing that there are people that actually benefit from these late night, at least they're late night for me, writing. At 1:30 we're going to do our second sprint, and that'll go for 20 or 25 minutes. I normally default to 20 unless somebody asks otherwise. I mean, it's at 1:30. You could ask that we go for the full 30 minutes and end at the hour. I'm okay with that too. I always have a default set time, but I'm always open to whatever anyone else might want on the chat. I know, Devin would want me to go all the time. I actually joked with my husband earlier. I said, so how about I set up the chat and then just tell everyone we're doing a 2-hour write-in, and I will just sit there and play Dragon Age while you guys sit there and write. I said, do you think they'd let me do that? So we've got Kimberly saying 25 minutes. Does anyone else want 20, 25, 30? Just let me know, because 25 seems to be the winner right now. And of course, this is the time to make sure you're hydrating, you know, drinking whatever you'd like to drink. Save your words so the gremlins don't get them. Alright. Michal says 25 as well. So we have 2 for 25. And Stephanie makes a third with 25. 25 works for me too. And always make sure you're moving and getting up. You don't want to fall asleep. You know, you don't want your body falling asleep. I've had my leg fall asleep and then a Charlie horse comes right in, and believe me, that's some painful stuff right there. I hope that helps a little, words fall. Without knowing all of your story, I'm just able to give little tidbits. I like character-focused narratives and stories, so along with the plot, I try to tie everyone together in some type of relationship, because I find that those relationships actually help move a plot or make it stronger. Sorry, I keep adjusting my camera because my husband tries to tell me it needs to be a certain way so you can see better. He actually edits my videos, so for the most part he knows what he's talking about better than I do. I'll just say I sit there and look pretty. There we go. Of course, that's subjective. Sorry. Let's laugh at my own unfunny joke. But if anyone is interested, I do videos other than lives. I know we haven't seen a new unlived upload for about a month, almost 2, and that's because I am working on my calligraphy workshops for you guys, so you too can learn how to write like this. This I actually did with a ballpoint pen, but I am going to be teaching on, I'll make sure this is actually not the one. You know, brush pens, how to do brush pen calligraphy, how to do ballpoint calligraphy, and of course my absolute favorite, you know, how to do calligraphy with your fountain pens. And those workshops are no easy feat. They actually take a while. I'll see if I can make sure they're at least coming up for December. People have something to watch in December. But that's to teach people who want to learn how to do handwriting. And let me see. I could actually show you what some of it looks like. You know, if you want to see stuff like that. But I like being able to do calligraphy, and I've heard people want to learn how to do calligraphy, so I felt like, okay, I'll teach people how to do calligraphy then. I mean, can't hurt. Oh good, I actually showed it where you could see it. Alright, in 1 minute we are going to sprint for 25. Always remember, save your work, don't let the gremlins eat it. Hydrate. For 30 minutes, it's a long sprint. If you can't sprint the whole 30 minutes, you know, don't feel upset about it. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself, because taking care of yourself is actually a very big thing to do. So if you need to walk around, if you need to watch TV, you know, if you need to watch an episode of YouTube, I'm not going to be upset over that either. I understand how that goes. So, you know, make sure you take care of yourself, because I know as a writer I get lost into the writing and I forget to eat. And that's always a bad thing. Don't forget to eat. So now that it is 1:30, we are going to write for 25 minutes. It will end at 1:55. I will see you guys back here. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get those words, everyone. Alright, that is the end of the second sprint. And if everyone can say how they did in the chat, it'll take me a bit to count what I've done, so give me a moment. So I did 254. I don't type, or I don't handwrite nearly as fast as I do when I type, but yeah, that's fine. So let's see. Stephanie says she's not sure where she left off, but she's at 29,445 words altogether now. Awesome. That's great. Kimberly says, I edited and did some rewriting, but I got through 1,629 words. Awesome. Now that is a good chunk to do in 25 minutes. I was about to say 30 minutes. Not there yet. Yeah, any words count, definitely. See, I might switch out pens. Feeling like I'm putting a little too much pressure on this guy right here. And yeah, call my pens he's and she's, and it's an antique pen, so I don't really want to hurt it right now. I'd have to try to find how to get a new nib for it. Well, I do have other nibs. That actually came with 6 nibs, but they're all different thicknesses. I normally like to give a few minutes so that people can, talk amongst themselves, talk to me. I'll read the chats, and kind of get up, make yourself feel comfortable again, and then we will go back and we'll go into a third sprint, which will be sometime after 2. Might be 2:10. And do you guys want another 20 or 25 or 30? Just let me know. And Kimberly said that she also finished a chapter. Only 17 more chapters to go. Awesome. How do you know how many chapters you have? I mean, I don't plan that far ahead. I just kind of pants my way through and we'll figure it out. It's a little harder with this book because I'm doing it in epistolary, so everything's journal entry, and you'll have like chapter 1 and then all these little mini chapters in chapter 1 because of a journal entry. Devin, I did some chores. Yuck. Chores are still something that needs to be done. I tend to do the chores after the stream because if not, you'll hear my dishwasher going, and it's pretty loud. You already hear my AC normally, except for today. I said we turned the AC off, so it might not. And apparently Stephanie asked the same question. How many chapters are you? Well, they asked how many chapters you're doing. Let's see. Kimberly said, I have a question for you. Did you say you're into D&D? Oh yeah, I do. I do about 12 hours of D&D on Saturday, and right now I'm doing an unsung, I don't know if it's a campaign, but unsung is another role-playing game, and I am creating a Dragon Age role-playing game for my group. Let's see. I haven't done too much because Nanowrimo hit, and I was like, yep. So we're playing Unsung until I can make sure I get the campaign ready. But yeah, I do Saturday. That's why I don't stream on Saturday, Sunday. For the most part, the weekends are all Dungeons and Dragons, all D&D. I don't have time. Yeah, Devin says I do D&D marathons on Saturdays. You are correct. Sometimes we don't even end till 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. That's why I don't stream. I'm like, I can't. Plus, I lose my voice, so. Because I like to act out my characters, and one of them is this paladin that is very averse to slavery, and he has no problem screaming at it, so. Let's see. Stephanie says, I want this book to be longer than the first one. It was 53,000 and it was short 18 chapters, but I'm finishing chapter 8 now at 30,000 K almost. That's always good. I always go with what I'm doing when it comes to word count. Plus, I'm an overwriter, so I'm okay with writing a lot because my husband, who's my co-writer and editor, will actually cut about 10,000 words. So I'm like, if I go over the allotted amount of what you should do for a genre or age category, I just tell my husband, he's like, okay, I'll do that. And of course, he knows how to cut them, so it's not like he's just cutting words for no reason. And Kimberly said, I'm editing my second draft for betas, hopefully for January. And then answered Stephanie saying, I usually try to edit one a day, but I try to get through as many as I can. I don't touch editing until my books are finished. Every one of them. Believe me, I have a lot of books. And then question, how do you get into D&D? Where do I start? Because of the pandemic, I would suggest looking at Roll20. Roll20 is a group, and I believe they've got a forum where, or D&D Beyond. Roll20 or D&D Beyond, could be both. And you can actually look for groups, and I would, you'll look at them, people advertise, they're looking for players, and they normally have like a process where you can apply to be in their group. Now, just because you apply does not mean you're going to get into them, because they get people according to how they know and what they do. I would recommend trying to join groups that are newbie friendly, because there are some people that are not too kind to newer players. I know my husband and I are very kind to new players because we understand. I don't know if we have any room in our group, so I'd have to ask him, and he's not up right now because he's a teacher or a paraeducator. His real title's paraeducator, but he's basically a teacher. But I could always ask him and see. We tried to help somebody join our D&D group at one point, but they never got in contact with me, so I couldn't get them into the group. So I could always see. But we're very newbie friendly, and yeah, definitely just go look on the forums. I say D&D Beyond and Roll20. Yeah, Roll20, because they are some of the main sites that people use, especially right now. If it wasn't the pandemic, I would say visit your local gaming shop, but it depends. There are some people that I would find highly questionable, but you never know till you actually go there. And then Kimberly says to Stephanie, that's amazing, I'm such an underwriter. Yeah, I understand. Underwriting can be such a pain. Stephanie, I've turned off my editor grammar checker in my program. Will edit it once I reach the end. I've learned that no matter what type of editing I do, it doesn't matter. And that's because I have somewhat of a language, I can't say a language barrier. So I learned how to speak German and English at the same time. And what that did was when you're learning how to speak and write that language at the same time as a child, you also learn the grammarisms. And so I learned German grammarisms and their grammar rules. And if you're curious about their grammar rules, is they speak a lot like Yoda. If you translate it completely from German to English, it'll look more like how Yoda speaks. The verbs are at the end and all this other stuff. And unfortunately, that has reflected in my writing. I say it's unfortunate because I'm writing for an American market, and that's not how Americans do it. So, that's one reason why my husband helps me out, is because he translates it better than I do. So, it's just something that I work with. And we didn't even know I had that problem. I was just always having a problem. And my former agent brought that up too. She was like, you have such great ideas. You have a good voice. But for some reason, things flip around weird. And then my husband and I noticed it when I was speaking one day. And he's like, you speak like you write. And a lot of people do that. But we analyzed it and we found out it's because I switched the grammar and everything around to reflect when I learned German. Because I lived there as a child, so it was just... So, it's what I've learned. It's what I've had a problem with. So, to put all that back together is my editing just... I do my best. I really do. But I'll read a sentence that could sound completely foreign to somebody, and it reads well to me because my brain is switching all the tenses anyways. So I think I'm sounding completely the way I should, but it's not coming out the way I should. Or the way it should, so. I'll also apologize in advance if I start speaking like that, because that is something that I slip into. I try really hard to not do that. So I think we'll do the third sprint in 3 minutes. That'll be 2:10. Does anyone have a preference? 20, 25, 30? 35. I mean, just let me know. Just keep in mind, the longer the sprint is, the more unlikely I will get to do a fourth sprint. Do you still speak German, or do you speak only English? I do still speak German, but it's very rusty. Sounds like 30 minutes. That's fine. I'm okay with doing a longer sprint. I could probably even put in, I can also probably put in a cooldown of a 10 or 15 minute sprint afterwards if you guys want to do 4 sprints. I'm fine with that. So I don't have to end at 3. I do it so that I can make sure I go to sleep. Sorry. A lot of you know I still have throat and chest problems, so just forgive me on that one. But yeah, I still speak German. I'm not as fluent as I was because I have not been in Germany for a while, a very long while. Normally it comes back pretty quickly though. It's like riding a bike. I can read it better than I can speak it to people. Like, I see it and I can understand exactly what it is, and it's just funny. I'm just like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but do they want me to say it back in German? Well, I might need help trying to remember how to do it again, because German is not a language that a lot of Americans speak. They'll do Spanish, they'll do English, they might do a little bit of French. I know pockets of groups will do things like in Baltimore we have a little Italy where there's a lot of Italians and they speak Italian. So we do have little pocket groups, but I think English and Spanish are the big ones here in America. But ich spreche Südendeutsch im Österreich gelernt. That is a little bit of my a little bit of for you. All right, so it is 2:10. Yeah, a cooldown would be good. I could probably slip in a cooldown for us. That's fine. So we're going to do 30 minutes because it has been asked for. That means we will end at 2:40. And so I'm going to start right now so that we can do that. If you still want to talk to me, I'll look at the chat so that I can still continue to do something. Remember to hydrate, drink your water, save your work so the gremlins don't take it, because they will. And, walk around if you need to. Take care of yourself, okay? We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get to writing. Alright, that's the end of the third sprint. And I have promised that we'll do at least one more as a cool down. That can be 10 or 15 minutes. I don't try to go any longer than that since it's a cool down sprint. And if you guys want to count up your words and let me know. I went through 3 pens while doing this, so I'm going to count my words up now. I just lost my count. Try it again. It's at least a page, maybe a page and a half, I'm not sure. So 271 on my end here. And let's see, it looks like Kimberly got 711 words. Awesome. Yuki Miko got 312. And Mijal said, I don't know how many words I did this sprint. That's fine. I think the only reason why I know is I changed colors. I went from, I don't know if you can see the Noir, but there's a Noir, this is Noir Jade, which is a green-black ink, and then this is just black ink. I also changed from my, because this thing was just this was just frustrating. This one, the tip's an interesting quality. It's not bad quality, but it's also a quality that makes the ink a little harder to come out smoothly. So if you're trying to write fast, it's not something you want to sit here and write fast with. So I went to a pen that I could write fast with. And I don't want to go in and get my ink bottle because it's in the bedroom where my husband is sleeping and I don't want to bother him. So for now, I will just stay with my ballpoint. And Tessa says just editing. Just editing. I always count those words. I think I did one nano where all I did was edit. Thank you, Mijal. I love your handwriting. Thank you. Like I said, I'm going to be doing, I keep showing this because this is just one of the best examples I have right here of my calligraphy. I actually did my wedding invitations back in 2015 because we got married at the Renaissance Fair, so I made medieval wedding invitations, and that was rather fun. Do I have those? I think I had showed them at some point, but I don't think I had them at hand. That's fine. I do have some leftover wedding invitations, and they were hand-drawn. I think I shared some of the pictures on Instagram, but I'm not sure anymore. Kimberly, I keep deleting whole chapters and it worries me. Why does it worry you? It's okay. Editing is, like, my husband and I, we're trying to fix the ending of a book, and he kept asking me questions about, what's supposed to go for this book? What's supposed to go here? How is this supposed to get connected? And I had no idea. I was like, I don't know, because there's a lot of stuff that happens in the first drafts, which I handwrite all my drafts, by the way. That's why I keep holding this up. So in the beginning drafts, I'll put a lot of stuff on, and then I will take the draft and put it onto the computer, and stuff gets deleted, and then all of a sudden he'll ask me questions like, well, why was this here? And I'll be like, it could be in the first draft, and I have no idea. So he had to actually outline a new way that this book's going to end, because I have absolutely no idea why they were in a certain area. And if I don't know, then there's no reason to keep it, so we're just going to rewrite the whole thing. So let's see. Kimberly said, in high school we had a calligraphy class, and it was one of the hardest classes to pass. And for me, I've been doing calligraphy since I was in elementary school, since I could learn how to do cursive. I should have that book near. Actually, let me see. Is this one a good enough book? Not that one. Let me see. I'm trying to show some of the calligraphy, but it's kind of hard with this one. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that is also calligraphy. And yeah, I did the illustration too. Ooh, I think I might have better calligraphy in the back. Give me a moment. It really depends, because when you like, in the first couple of pages, that's ballpoint, but when you change your pens into like calligraphy style pens, it actually comes out pretty nice, where it actually looks more like a calligraphy style. But that is, like, for me, I love doing all of my first drafts that way, but I can see where it can get kind of hard. Like, I'm trying to take everyone through, like, the first workshop video will actually be me talking about the tools of the trade, that and I'll be going through them, like with these guys, and how to take care of these pens, because these pens are actually pretty picky on how they're taken care of. Let me see. So these things actually come out, and all of my pens have ink. Well, not this guy, but this one's kind of hard to get out. I'm a little afraid to pull it out, but yeah, these guys come out, and then you can also take them apart and clean them, and they're very specific on how they got to be cleaned and all that. So I actually go through all of that in the first episode, and in the second episode I teach you about the basic calligraphy strokes, because there are basic strokes. And when you're doing calligraphy, the big difference between regular handwriting and calligraphy is most people will, I'm not trying to give you guys a calligraphy class, most people will just write like this, but with calligraphy you actually have to write with the entire hand, because you can't just flick the wrist. It's not going to work that way. You actually pick up the pen and move it in with the entire wrist. I would not recommend writing with this posted. Posted is when you have the cap on it, because this is actually brass and old bog oak from the fens in England, so it's a very heavy pen. I will write with it not posted. Sorry. It's like I'm just going to go through all of that. Let's see. Yeah, Miko, I'm right with you. I keep wanting to say Yugimoto. Good night. I must be tired. Yeah, you don't want to delete it. Just move on. Like, what I do is I'll actually take chapters that I'm not sure of, and I will move them into another thing and save it as, like, deleted scenes. Because I have learned that when you have a scene you think it should be deleted, you delete it, and then you realize, I actually like that scene. I shouldn't have deleted it. So then you can pull it back out and just rework it into the book. I've deleted almost 10K in 2 days. Yeah, I would just take all that and move it into another folder. And when you finish a draft, you make a new document. Yeah, no, it's always good. I think I have like 12 copies of one document at a time, it seems. Oh yeah, just imagine everything being lost. That would be the worst. It's nice to have all the... Yeah, no, it's always good to make sure you've got drafts on the other end. My former agent put me through a lot of editing, and there was this one chapter that was a nightmare chapter. It kept going back and forth between wanting to do something else with it, and so we eventually kind of circled back to one of the earlier drafts and said, that chapter might be what we're looking for. It's always good to keep your stuff. See, does anyone else write fan fiction for their own books? I know it's canon, but it is not part of the book. I write short stories about my books. I've got several short stories about my books. Fan fiction of my own would be very difficult. Unless I put them in a different setting altogether. Which in that case I probably would do it. But I just don't write fan fiction much. The one book I just showed you, this is probably my biggest example of fan fiction, and this is actually Dragon Age fiction. So, because I like playing Dragon Age, if any of you guys have seen it. But that's probably the biggest fan fiction endeavor I've done. And that one can actually be found on Archive of Our Own. It's not done, though. Alright. So, do we want to start at 3 for a cooldown of 10 or 15 minutes? Just let me know. Yeah, short stories as a way to flesh out characters. And yeah, no, sometimes I'll write my characters. If I'm not doing first person, I'll write my characters in first person, like they're writing a letter to somebody, or I will do many little short stories of maybe a backstory that's not going to be in the book. Well, it's in the book, but it's not in the book, if that makes sense. Like, it's something they've already gone through, but it's not mentioned in the book. You just have it in the back of your head, knowing that that helps shape their character, and that I'll write in. I know my husband's having me write short stories about 5 Grim Reapers that were really, really nasty pieces of work before they became Grim Reapers. But you don't see that history of theirs in the books that I've written of them. But it's something that shaped their character, so I just write short stories about them. Let's see. So we have 2 for 15 and 1 for 10. I mean, 15 is fine for me. Is 15 fine for you, Yuki? So I know I'm going to have a video. I'm going to have another write-in tomorrow, which is technically Thursday morning. So if anyone doesn't want to show up, I'm not going to get brokenhearted, because I know in America it's all about Thanksgiving right now. And that is going to be on Thursday. I will not have one Thursday night into Friday. I think the next one I'm going to have is on the last day. Well, the last day. Actually, since I'm doing one at 1 to 3, it's technically on the 1st of December. But if you want to join me and you know, celebrate that little bit of hurrah, you know, that'll be fun. I'm part of Meadow Oh, if Devin's still here and he can give me the link. He's being very quiet today, so maybe he's not. But Meadows got a write-a-thon stream on the last day, and she needed somebody from 1 to 3. So I was like, okay. And I do have everything planned out. So I will be continuing to do streaming write-ins from 1 to 3, but I'm not sure what days. So if you guys have any recommendations, you can leave them in the comments for me, because I kind of want to capitalize on the days. There are some days where I'm lucky if I get 1 or 2 people to the stream. There are some days like today where I started with 11 people. So it really just depends on the days, and I'm trying to handle which one would be more advantageous. I know a lot of people like the weekends, but I do about 12-hour long D&D sprints. There we go. Thank you, Devin. I do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, about 12 hours on Saturday. We normally don't even end till 1 o'clock on Sunday. Hence why I don't want to do a sprint right after that. Plus, I tend to lose my voice. So if you guys have any days you think that you might want to see me do, please let me know. And yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to put up the other videos soon. I wonder if I woke Devin up. Although yesterday somebody was asking if Devin even sleeps. I can tell you over there's a kitten that's sleeping. Now, what stream would it be if I didn't bring him over to say hi? He's gonna hate me for it. Hey, baby. Hi, buddy. Hey, baby. Oh. I'm sorry, buddy. People like to see you, though. People like to see you. People like to see you and say hi. Come on, Asheron. Asheron, you're not gonna look in the camera. You're not gonna look in the camera. I sleep, but only in like 3 to 4 hour chunks. I understand that. I sleep. Tuesday and Thursday mornings work best. Yeah, I mean that seems to be a lot of people like the Tuesday and Thursday ones. Which would help because Fridays I tend to do a lot of streaming with Charlie. And if you ever are there, check out her channel. She's awesome. It's Charlie Dorset. Yes, the kitty. He's mad at me because he was sleeping and I just woke him up. Do I like anime? Yeah, my husband and I actually work for an anime convention. Obviously, we didn't have the convention this year. But yeah. we actually work at the... Oh, and if I do, what's my favorite? My favorite is Rurouni Kenshin. Hence the wall scroll up there. And let me see. I might be able to take it out. Let me see. Is it somewhere I can actually reach it? No, I don't think so. Don't think so. If anyone knows about Rurouni Kenshin and his Sakabato, I actually have his reverse blade sword right here. Like I said, I've got a replica of it. So. Hello, Yaza. Welcome. I think this is the first time I've seen you today. Or in any of my streams, so. Yeah, that is my Sakabato. That is my reverse blade sword. Like I was showing everyone, Rurouni Kenshin's my favorite. He's right there. Let me see. Can you see it? Let me see. Yeah, I think if I put it up here, you can see the blade is reversed. So, and this is a metal, you know, the thing is very heavy. But yes, I'm just getting started and need some to watch. I've seen Black Butler, yeah. Seen Death Note, yeah. I like Full Metal Alchemist too. I have been watching anime since, I would say since Dragon Ball Z, but it seems to still be on air. My goodness. Since I'm in my 30s, I've been watching it since I was 10 or 11, probably. I actually did a dissertation on Akira because I was a media art and animation student in college. So, oh, Duck, she's armed. That's just one of my swords, Devin. I've got plenty. And my husband was military, so. But we don't. Yeah, we don't have guns. Nah. Go figure. Yeah, I've got a lot of anime down there too. It's like just looking at all of my. I've got 3 bookshelves that are 7 or 8 feet tall. They almost go to my ceiling. And I've got 2 or 3 back there. Yeah, so a lot. I want a sword so bad. Swords are fun. It can be very hard to get good quality for a good price. That one is a replica, so I probably wouldn't fight with that one. I do have a sword that is meant for stage fighting and is actually built so that you could fight with it. And that one I got at the Renaissance Fair from a company that may or may not be in service now. I'm not sure, but it's definitely a very well-known sword in the Renaissance Fair circuit. That one is definitely fighting ready. I have throwing cards. Like they actually look like a face deck of playing cards, and they're actually all metal. They are throwing cards. I think I've got 1 or 2 other swords, maybe 3. I'm not sure. And one day I'll get a fighting fan. I mean, right now, just having to do like that. Alright. Yep, you're correct. We are a little bit late on that. So let us write. We're going to write for 15 minutes, and because I blabbered on for 3 minutes longer, we will go until 3:18. Sounds good? Alright. You guys can start writing if you want, but remember to hydrate, walk around, take care of yourself, save your work so the gremlins don't get it. And we will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Enjoy, guys. Get those words in. Alright, that is the last sprint. If you guys want to count up your words and let me know how you did. So I got 168 on that time around. Alright, we have Yuki Miko saying 215. Tessa Dean says around 150 words because you rewrote the scene. And good night, Tessa. Thanks for stopping in, and you can always stop in whenever you'd like. I know that you end your streams probably in the middle of my stream, so there we go. You can stop in anytime you want. Let's see. Mijal says, don't know where I left off, but I have 1,163 words total. But it's not coming out today. 1,163 words. That's awesome. That's what I like about sprints, is it helps motivate you to just have that little bit of time to be like, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write, I'm just going to ignore the rest of the world as I go do that. What I enjoy doing. It makes it easier to get those words out. I'll give everyone a few more minutes to tell me before I do my little closing stuff. Yuki Miko, my total is 653. I would have to recount all of my words to get my full total. Sometimes I stream to 6 in the morning. Why not, right? I mean, I probably would if my voice would last that long. It honestly can't. But I think I've never streamed myself, but I might have participated in the write-a-thon for that long. I think it's fun because you just sit here and you write, and people come in and out. Those who want to sit here and write for hours, and those who just stop by to say hi and stuff like that. I think it's really fun. Cat scratching on his post. I really enjoy it, although by being the only person who's hosting, sometimes I feel weird to just sit here and talk in front of a camera, but I guess you get used to it after a while. I started in August, so I'm only a couple months in. Longest stream was almost 10 hours. I could probably do that if I had other people, so somebody else could talk to me, on camera besides me. Like, I've been on Charlie's stream with, like, the Brady Bunch group of almost 10 people, and we've stayed up for, 7-8 hours, and that's fine. I actually did it once where I stayed in Charlie's channel until we ended. And then from Charlie's channel, I hopped straight onto the stream and did here. Yeah, you're used to it now. I'm not. Plus, I'm gonna be quite honest. I want to be able to go to sleep with my husband in the next room. And he has to wake up early because he's got work in the mornings. So, it's like at some point, I want to do that. That's another reason why I don't stream all day or all night. Yeah, I like streams too, Michelle. It helps motivate me, I think. At least I feel it does. But I'm an extrovert, so I don't like when it's all quiet all the time. And I like to be able. Oh, there's the cat. He's walking. Oh, I think he found his toy. One of his toys was back there. And yes, he is a very big cat. He's a big cat because he's a Maine Coon, so don't even think about it. I might have to grab him if he's going to jump. You do not belong on the counter. Sorry about that. He knows he doesn't belong up there. No, he's going to do it. Asheron, get down. You know I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to grab you and you're going to come talk to the audience. You want to do that? Oh, nice. Are you planning... Mijal's asking Tessa if you're planning on doing any of those longer streams this week. I knew I was going to do it. Hey, you get down. You know you're not supposed to be over there. Yeah, don't you look at me like that. You know you did wrong. He knows. He knows once Mama's I'm upset voice comes out. Now he's gonna go open the door and bother Daddy. That's just how it is. I hope you like that small bit of entertainment. Yeah, I know at some point I'll have to do a very long stream because I promised Devin that at some point I will do a long stream for him because he likes those long streams. But if I did a long stream, I swear I would tell him, okay, it's going to be a long stream, so we're all going to write for about 2 hours, nonstop. Go. Let's see. Tessa says I do them all the time. Tuesday and Thursday I start at 8 and I keep going as long as I have writers. And Tessa also says Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Nice. A lot of people like Tuesdays and Thursdays. Kimberly even said that Tuesdays and Thursdays would be good for her. I'm hoping to try to have it on days that are a little less stream heavy, I think. Long streams are so fun to attend. I mean, if you guys want, I can try to make this a little longer, like maybe start earlier. Maybe at midnight, maybe at 11. I still tell people if they want to co-host, all they need to do is say something, and I can I can try to have somebody co-host and talk with me. It makes sense, Mijal. It's like, awesome. I might stop by if I need to catch up and I can't write alone. And Stephanie, long streams are so fun to attend. They are. What I like about long streams is I can pop in and out. I don't have to just, feel like I need to wait for the entire time. Sometimes I will. It just depends. But sometimes I'll have like 3 streams I'm hopping between. So it just depends. But yeah, if you guys have any advice is the wrong word. I mean, if you guys have advice and you want to, tell me what you'd like to see more of, go ahead. I am very I'm open for criticism. I'm open for anything. It doesn't matter. Everyone's got an opinion, in my opinion. So, just let me know as well. I'm going to do an outro so that I can let everyone go on their way. My name is Catherine Faye. I write all things dark, from dark fantasy all the way to horror, and I write all ages. I even do horror for middle grade. I do believe that kids they read horror. They read adult horror, so why can't they have horror in their middle grade books too? Uh, on my channel, you'll find videos. They are a bit old at this moment, and they're only a bit old because I'm working on a calligraphy workshop that's more singing. The problem is, Devin, is I get copyright for that. They do. I get copyright for that. Yeah, I will not be streaming on Thanksgiving, Tessa, because that's the time when my husband and I get to cook together. I love cooking with him in our little kitchen, because yes, our kitchen is tiny. We live in a one-room apartment, so it's tiny. It's so tiny that my storage unit doesn't have every room for all our stuff either, which is frustrating. But you know, we were gonna get a house, but then the pandemic hit and things happened, so that might be a next year plan, as long as we're able to do that. But yeah. Yeah, that's the only problem, Devin, is that I get copyright I get copyright claims for doing my singing. I do have a singing video on here, and that one definitely got a copyright on it. Now, it's not the same as a copy strike, but in fact, a couple days ago, one of my streams got a copyright. One of the write-ins did, because I accidentally didn't mute the video right, so some of my music was playing on the sorry, this is what happens when your throat gets dry. Ooh, sorry about that. Makes it a little better. Yeah, your country celebrated Thanksgiving last month. Yeah, I hear Canada does that. And it makes sense, Tessa. If you're alone, you might as well stream. There's going to be other people, I'm sure. I was thinking about it at one point, but then I was like, you know, I love doing the cooking with my husband. I enjoy doing it. And then we normally curl up and watch movies, and you know, that's always been our Thanksgiving tradition. We don't go do big celebrations, so it's not going to change for me this year. It's just he and I against the world, so we're good with that. I say against the world, but you know, the one thing that does change is I don't visit my family for Christmas. I normally go drive down to see them, but I told my mom I wasn't going to do that this year. It's like having a few high risk people in the house, and not good. So, but that's okay. I mean, it's understandable. I am a little frustrated because I didn't go last year for more financial reasons, and this year I was like, well, thanks. So hopefully next year, because I haven't seen her in a bit. So there you go, though, Devin. You can join Tessa. She'll be doing streaming. So awesome. Well, good. Again, I appreciate you guys here. I'm glad that you could, you know, do some writing with me. And if you will ever be so kind as to hit the like or the dislike button. Again, I value opinions. If you don't like this video, yeah, that's fine. You can, you know, if you would leave a comment, that's up to you too. You could talk about how much you love the stream, how much you don't love the stream, you know, the days you think I should stream, if you think my stream needs to be longer, I don't know, just anything. I take things into consideration, and then I talk to my husband so we can figure out a schedule, because we're good with that. I will be bringing up my workshop videos soon, and doing some ASMR reading some more, since YouTube says I'm an ASMR channel, so might as well. You're welcome, Michelle. Thank you for attending. Alright, guys. I am going to let you guys go so that I can get some sleep, and you guys can either get some more writing in, have a good rest of your day, and get all of those